Last night I was thinking about how amazing Master Blaster by Stevie Wonder is, and I just started improvising something, not exactly, just something in that style. And it occurred to me that this is great, this is really fun, I want to show you that. That's what we're going to do in this lesson. So I chose a weird key. G sharp, natural minor. That's the key I chose, G sharp minor. And I chose that feel because I was having, Master Blaster was in my mind. It's 12/8, so I have a drum beat here, listen to this. It's like this, it's like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But each underlying beat, you're feeling 3. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I just don't think there are many cooler feels than that in the whole of music. So you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quite fast. That's about 130 beats per minute. And you're subdividing the beats. So, and that's where you get rhythms like this. So when you're improvising, you need to be really aware of the feel of whatever the music is that you're playing. So 12/8 in this case. You need to be very aware of the key. So let's just take things simple to start with. We've got this bizarre key of G sharp minor. And we can just stick to a simple groove without the drums and run through some notes. So like, let's just do that. I'm literally going from the highest note in that pattern and just going down. So G sharp. I'm tapping my foot. I'm aware that this 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1 bar. So I think I did 2 bars. And pass through an F sharp to E. Go down the scale again. We're landing on a C sharp there. And then just down the scale. What about if we want to maybe, let's reduce the notes like this maybe, add a few gaps. Now that very much is Master Blaster. Okay, let's increase the number of notes here. I want to add more in. What do we do? So we've got this scale. We've also got the scale. You'll know what I'm going to say if you've seen my videos. Minor pentatonic. Always works. But that's the shape. You really must know it. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm just going to, in some of the gaps, add a few of these things, and I'll show you what in a minute. So. See, all that cool stuff, that was all the minor pentatonic scale doing the heavy lifting, along with some technical things like... Let's take a little moment to explain some of those things. So you've got the shape here. Just practice it, going up and down, just playing fingerstyle, index, middle. Change the order of the notes as well. Instead of going from the lowest to the highest and the highest to the lowest, do a Stevie Wonder thing, which he does in Seduke, Master Blaster, Do I Do. Just changing the order, sequencing it a bit. Now, to do this, you must know the surrounding notes, not just one pattern in one hand position. You need to know the others surrounding it. I'll put some resources below so you can work on that. It's just, you can change key very easily. If you've got an F minor, I think I've got the entire F minor pentatonic shape, so I've got a PDF of it. Well, if you need this key, you just move it up 3 frets and you've got the same bunch of shapes. You must know that. And then you can just go between them. I'm going to try and work on getting you a drum beat to this. I can't give you this one because I bought this one, but I'll see what I can do. But listen to this. If you play to the drum beat, there, you can hear that, can't you? This isn't a Master Blaster lesson. I will do one because it's such a great song. But can you hear that? That is just the pentatonic notes just sequenced a bit. You just absolutely have to know the notes and learn the shapes, and you've got them there. And then it's just a case of building up the technical proficiency to play something like that. That's just you sitting down at home day after day, 10 minutes a day, for as long as it takes you to increase the speed. You know, there's no way around it. Let's go back to more of a bassline approach. Now, if you're on the first note and you have the notes of the scale, you can very easily find the arpeggio. So this is G sharp, and you just play the first, the third, the fifth, and the seventh, and you've got a great bunch of notes that you can use. In fact, that, where you have a root note, a fifth, a flat 7, and an octave. When you're on that chord, that note, you can use all those notes. They sound really good. Okay, I'm going to move away from Master Blaster exactly to just play some sort of other stuff. Just that, so I'm going G sharp minor, just with that pattern of root, 5, flat 7, octave, going to E. Now the chord built on the E is major. Here's a really cool pattern for an E major arpeggio in this position that I find myself in here. You've got E, G sharp, that's the major third, B is the fifth, E is the octave. So you could just go back and forwards between those. I'm tapping my foot, nodding my head, and I've got... That's my subdivision. This is something really important. Whatever time signature you're in, you need to have a really good idea of the underlying pulse, the underlying meter, the beats. And when you have that, it becomes a part of you. It's internalized, and it just comes out without really you thinking about it. Rhythm is a strange thing. I think you study it, then you forget it, and it just happens. I get a lot of emails about people struggling with rhythm, and that's what I sort of tell them. You have to study it. Reading music is good because you can see it on the page and you can study it. And then after a while, well, this is what happened with me. It just clicked. The more you know about different time signatures, subdividing the beats, counting, do all these things, metronome, drum loops, the more work you do with this, the better you become with it. So let's do that with the drum beat. have a lot of fun just doing that. I'm improvising, going from G sharp minor to E major in different ways. You can make it more complex, you can stick to simple things, you can do whatever you like with this. Okay, so that's just something I was practicing. I hope you get a bit of mileage from that. I'll put the shapes in a PDF, I'll put the link below. You might need to watch the lesson again just to get some of the simple concepts, but what you're looking for is to internalize and master the feel of 12/8, to know what key you're in, what notes work, and just to pick a few chord progressions. You could steal Master Blaster, or you could do what I did at the end, G sharp minor to E, or any combination you like. And you have to know the notes. If you don't, you will stumble. You won't be able to get there. I know the patterns, I know the notes. You need to know the rhythms, otherwise nothing will come out, okay? So this is all about learning your craft, getting better at rhythms, getting better at using your ear to know where you want to go, getting better at the technique, the technical side of things. That drives everything. If you're really great at music theory, and you know the notes, you know the keys, maybe you come from another instrument, you've got no technique, it's not going to happen. So all of these things have to come together, and I hope that's something you can use to practice. Any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.